Welcome to today's lesson on fungal diseases. Today, we will explore the general characteristics of these diseases. In particular, we will study an example of a fungal disease, which is Chalara Ash Dieback. We will look at the symptoms to identify it, how it spreads, and the ways to manage and prevent this disease in plants. By understanding these aspects, you will gain insight into how fungal diseases operate and their significant influences on plant health. So far, you have learned that pathogens cause communicable diseases and the different ways by which they are spread. You have also just had a lesson about viral diseases in more detail. This has given you a solid grasp of how viruses can infect organisms and the challenges that they present. This foundation allows us to introduce the concept of fungal diseases, specifically focusing on Chalara Ash Dieback. By examining the life cycle of this disease and its impacts, we can appreciate its broader implications on plant health and the importance of managing fungal pathogens. Understanding these processes advances our biological knowledge by highlighting the complex interactions between pathogens and their hosts, as well as the strategies that we can implement to control pathogen spread. Fungi are incredibly diverse organisms that can be found almost everywhere on Earth. Fungi range from the yeasts we use in baking and brewing, to the molds that rot our food, and the mushrooms we find in forests. While many fungi are beneficial, some can cause harmful infections in both humans and plants. Today, we will focus on fungal infections in plants, specifically the Chalara Ash Dieback. Let's first take a step back and learn some foundational concepts about fungi in general. Fungi are unique organisms that can be single-celled or form multicellular structures. Many fungi are composed of thread-like structures called hyphae. These hyphae can form a network called a mycelium. Hyphae can grow into plant surfaces or human skin, causing infections. This ability to infiltrate tissues makes them highly effective pathogens. Fungi reproduce by producing spores. These can be dispersed by wind, water, or direct contact. Fungal infections are particularly common in plants and can be highly destructive. Fungal spores are released from an infected plant and carried by the wind, landing on other plants. The hyphae of the fungus grow and penetrate the surface of the plant, entering its tissues. Once inside, the fungus absorbs nutrients from the plant, causing disease symptoms. These can include discoloration, decay, and reduced growth. A predominant plant fungal disease is Chalara Ash Dieback, which severely affects ash trees. Let's break down its characteristics and impacts. The spores of the fungus which causes Chalara Ash Dieback are carried by the wind. This allows the disease to spread rapidly across large areas. Infected ash trees exhibit dark patches on their leaves, premature leaf loss, and bark lesions. The disease can affect ash trees of all ages. As the infection progresses, it weakens the tree. This often leads to its death. The loss of ash trees has significant ecological consequences, as these trees are vital to many ecosystems. In the UK, for example, Chalara is predicted to kill up to 80% of ash trees. Controlling the spread of Chalara Ash Dieback is challenging, but possible through several strategies. To prevent further spread, infected trees should be identified and removed promptly. This helps to reduce the number of fungal spores that are released into the environment. Planting different, less susceptible tree species can help to restore affected areas without reintroducing the disease. Limiting or banning the importation of ash trees from regions where the disease is prevalent can help to prevent new introductions of the fungus. To sum up, fungi are a diverse group of organisms that can cause important plant diseases. Today, we covered the main features of fungal diseases, which allow them to spread and infect organisms. This includes their reproduction through spores that can be carried by the wind, and their thread-like hyphae that can penetrate the surface of an organism. We then discussed how Chalara Ash Dieback is a critical example of a fungal infection that can impact ecosystems. Chalara Ash Dieback infection is characterized by the lesions it causes on the leaves and bark of ash trees. By understanding the structure and function of fungi, as well as their mechanisms of infection and spread, we can develop effective strategies to manage and mitigate these diseases.